So this is going to be a Boyd Welding what's in the box unboxing. So instead of setting the camera down, I'm just going to pull everything out of the box and then start a whole new video. So you get your tank, and then you get the two accessories that you order specifically for your truck, and I'll show you what those are coming up. So obviously when you open your box, it's going to be packed very well. Now, I did already pre-drill this. This was really easy to do. A lot of people might be intimidated by it, but it's super easy. So it's going to be packed very well. The packing's already out of here. Once again, you're going to get your two accessories that you're going to pick specifically for your truck. This does come with a rollover valve. You can get a check ball style. I believe it costs extra. You are going to need a return line, and you are going to need a number 6 ORB fitting for your fuel pressure going out. And obviously this is your return. You're going to have a return if you're doing fuel injection. You got your fuel sending unit, and then you have your filler neck. Overall, this is really nice. Everything that everybody does say online about them being I guess the leaders in tanks, I'm assuming it's pretty true, because the quality on this is really kick-ass. It does have an Aeromotive 340 fuel pump. Let me get this thing pulled out for you guys. Here we are again. Once again, it's dirty because it's been manhandled 50 million times getting it set up in the truck. If you want to see how I mount it, you can watch my other video on that. But I think most people just put like one hole in the middle here, one hole in the middle here. So this is supposed to be an approximate 19-gallon tank. That is a lot of weight. If you carry a 5-gallon bucket full of water, you know how heavy that is. So do that 4 times. So that's a lot of weight here. So I went ahead and put 2 mounting bolts here and 2 mounting bolts here. Same way here. Same way there. Like I said, if you want to watch the install video on that, it's out there. All you gotta do is go through my content, and like I said, it is a really visually nice tank. And the welds are superb on this. So whoever their welders are over there, I mean, they've got a big shop. It's not like some small little shop. So they've got certified welders over there, because this is all hand TIGged. All the stuff on the inside is done by MIG welding. You can actually see their process online if you want to see how their tanks are built. But the thing is that you're going to need 2 very important fittings that they do not give you. I'm pretty sure you can purchase it through them, but let me show you what those fittings are. First fitting is going to be your 6 ORB. It's AT949006ERL. You want to pause that and write it down. This is going to be your number 6 ORB for here, and for your fuel. And this is also a swivel, because you don't want to have your line stop or tighten facing at 2 o'clock when your lines are going to run on the left side of the channel. So it's always best to get a swivel type. And then for your return line, I got another swivel, because I want both my lines going in one direction, not looking weird. Even though it's going to be covered, I'm just weird like that. Must be the OCD. So then we have AT922166ERL. That is your return line, your return fitting, and it is swivel. Once again, you got the number 6 ORB. that is swivel. These are two important lines you're going to need, fittings that you're going to need for this tank. If you go get a regular 3/8 NTP fitting for this, like I said, when you tighten it up, you don't know what direction that port's going to be facing. That's the only reason why a swivel was purchased here. So those are the two main fittings you're going to need. And then you're going to need a 3/8 NTP plug. What is that plug for? For your drain pipe or your drain on the tank. So you will have a drain here, and that's where your plug will go. Now I'm not really positive if you're supposed to use any pipe tape on this, but I'm going to use a real light amount, like maybe two wraps, because this is NTP. It does flare out. So I'm just going to use 2 wraps on it just to be safe. I'm even going to maybe 1 wrap on that. I know that's going to seal, but you're putting a bed on here that's going to take 4 people to help you get it on and off. I don't have 4 people to help me get this bed on and off just to check. Or if something goes bad, you got to pull the bed back off. You don't want to go through that. So I'm going to be putting a wrap or 2 of pipe tape on that. And then you're going to order what filler neck you're going to want, or what cap you're going to want. Let me show you which one that is. So it's going to come with your sleeve for the tank. Obviously that goes here. You get the idea. It's going to take 2 hands. And then you get your cap that you specifically pick out what you want, but this is separate. This does not come with the tank. So you're going to get your cap remover, which is a pretty neat little device. Goes on here. Comes right off. Super simple. This does have an O-ring. It is watertight, water sealed. And once again, this is a quality product right here. This filler neck. It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure they can probably do engraving for you, or you can probably have it sent out for engraving. But I like how they have this so somebody just can't steal your gas. So that'll give you an idea. So for your Boyd welding tank, this is what you're going to get. Just the tank when you order it. This is separate. That's separate. This is separate. That's separate. And that's separate. These fittings are mandatory. You do need them. You do not have to have the same fittings that I have here, but you are going to need a 3/8 NTP for the drain. You are going to need the 3/8 NTP for the return line, which the Earl's is a little more fancier. And you are specifically going to need the number 6 ORB fitting with the O-ring specifically for your feed line. And that is also on their website, and that is what they recommend to use. So if that's what they recommend to use, I'm going to use it just because I know it's going to work. Once again, these are both Earls, and they're both swivels. So that's what you get with the Boyd welding tank. I'm going to install it, and I will show you what it looks like installed, and that'll be the end of this video. Alright, so you're probably not going to believe this, but it's true, and you're fixing to witness it. If you have nobody to help you, all you need is a jack, a 5-gallon bucket. Doesn't have to be Napa, can be your local Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever your favorite auto parts is. I'm going to set the tank on top of here, and I'm going to lift it, and it's going to hold it steadily on there. And when you lift it, it's not going to have any wobble or anything. Most people might just put a 2x4 across that and then try to put the tank up. You still have the opportunity of bending the tank when you do that, so you want to use a larger surface. But what I will say about Boyd tanks, they're not very thin. They've actually got some weight to them. So like I said, it is a quality piece. Alright, so let me show you how this is going to happen. Make sure you got it centered up. Grab your bolts, put your bolts in, tighten them up. One, two, three, and then the fourth one is actually a smaller hole, and the bolts are smaller. And the reason for that is because if you can see, the frame narrows down. If I was to put a bigger hole, it was just going to come closer to that edge. So there was really no way to put a bigger bolt for the last one. I mean, you could have, but it would have thinned it out. So it's not going to hurt using a smaller bolt. But then again, it's not that small and it's pretty thick. So it's actually perfect. Let me finish mounting this up. Alright, so this is what your tank looks like installed. You can see it's pretty centered from each side of the frame rail. I'm not sure this is automatically going to come out lined up with one of the wood slats in the bed. This is a step side, so if you have a fleet side, you're going to have a metal bed. But lining that up is going to be tricky because I haven't seen how that's done, and there's no instruction on how to do that. You can see all my bolts. Does not hang down very low at all, which I thought it was going to. So it's almost not even going to be seen, which is perfect. Because I really couldn't stand the look of the tanks hanging down the side. Looked pretty bad, but obviously they're all gone now. So now all I gotta do is put my fittings on, run my LS line kit on it with the fuel pump. Well, the fuel pump's already on it. I meant the Corvette regulator. If you want to see how I'm gonna do all that, you can watch the next video. This was just basically an unboxing, what you're gonna need specifically, and what it looks like on the frame. So thank you guys for watching. If you buy a Boyd's tank, remember, the fittings are mandatory.